Well, good evening. Ira Epstein, and here we are with your Spider ETF stock market wrap-up for one wild evening. It is April 7th, Monday, 2025, 6:20 p.m. Central Time. You know, for my subscribers in the morning, what did I say and what did I write last night? I said today was going to be the big hit and run day. What I had come in understanding, remember, I have owned stock firms, commodity firms, been around this a long time. Still run my own division here. I'm still active in everything, very active. And in looking at the markets, I said margin calls are going to happen. They're going to be everywhere. Stock market, futures market. So the first move out of the gate when we reopen Sunday night is probably going to be more or less, you've got to come out of the market. The brokerage firms do one thing. Do you have the money to ACH me or wire me, or you got to come out? They're not in the game of wanting to be your partner. Why? Because they don't share in your profit when you make it. So they don't want to be there with the loss. And then you go, well, I need a little more time to get my money together. Now multiply this around the world, because people don't understand in futures, you have 90% leverage. You can get in trouble real fast. Tonight is an example. You're up $25. Well, if you're trading a full-size gold contract, that's $2,500. Think of the margin. Think of where you're at. It's a big move, a real big move. But that's nothing compared to what it did today. When you look at the silver market, you can see you're up there, and in the copper. Okay. In the stock market, the market was in the toilet. And then a rumor came out around the 9 o'clock time frame that Kevin Hesset had said, wrongly by the way, had said that we're thinking of a 90-day pause on these tariffs. I watched him on his interviews on Sunday, him, Navarro, Lutnick, all of them. I didn't see anybody saying anything like that. The most dovish was definitely Kevin Hesset. He's got an open mind that it's all about, can we get this right? The others are, no, this is where you're at. They're the hawks. So the market had reason to say, okay, a little dovish, maybe he's got the president's here and it's real. Away you went. Within 5 or 10 minutes, I don't remember, the market, of course, went crazy, went off the lows, rallies dramatically, then it comes out in short time that it's fake news. It was not said. The White House makes the statement. There's no statement like that, and that is not what's occurring in any manner with any discussions. Kaboom, you go the other way. But now sort of the cat's out of the bag. Which way are you going? You saw that China hit the U.S. with 34% tariffs, and Trump did exactly what Trump does. He warned every country that comes at them, he is going to take this reciprocal tariff and do one thing. He's going to add more to it. So immediately he said, if they go to that tariff, he will go up another 50%. The word is another 50%. So he's going to keep layering on to that. Some countries are saying, nope, we're going to work with you. Japan fell into that realm today. They want to get away from this. You've already had a bunch that are there. Europe wants to fight, not every country. The EU is having a problem. They're being very coy with their wording. They said that we want to put on a 25% tariff, but it's because of the silver and aluminum, not the reciprocal tariffs. So they're playing the wording of the president against them. That's not what China's done. China's going head on. So if you think that there's any chance that Presidents Xi and Trump are going to meet right away, that's not the case. Another event of the day. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu went to the White House, press conference today. Israel's going to remove all of their tariffs, they said. Okay. But the big news was the surprise when President Trump said that they are in direct talks, not through Oman, not through anywhere else, Qatar, anywhere else, no other country. And what they are doing is, nope, it's direct talks, and there's going to be a big announcement on Saturday. I'm blown away, because all I have read is how Iran's playing the hard hand here, that they refuse to deal one-on-one with the U.S. So I don't know what that means, but with two carrier groups now ready and poised, I know that Israel's there probably getting a good word in on what to do, how to do it, and if they can avoid anything with this nuclear treaty, maybe bending the ear of the president, what Israel wants to keep stability in the region. We'll see. You never know how that's going. So tonight, as you and I are looking, you got a nice little bounce in the stock market. That makes sense. You have the dollar stable. Most currencies are down a little bit, but not all, as you can see. The countries that have still been quiet, not saying anything, Mexico falls right in there smartly. Japan, Shiba is saying they will be coming into the U.S. as soon as they have these logistic parts of this tariff worked out. But it sounds to me like they want to get rid of theirs right away. I haven't heard, there's 65 countries were tariffed. I don't know if the island with the penguins on them had a penguin call in to do anything, but it's possible. In the energies, you sort of found a home in nat gas. Obviously, $3 looks a little bit cheap. And the market has come back over the past few days. We will see what happens. While you've bounced in the energies, these are not the prices the Saudis were thinking they were going to be looking at when they said, let's go for 400,000 plus barrels a day starting in May. We'll see what goes on with that. So when we look at the chart action for the week, at least I can say you're up for the first full day plus 2 hours, almost an hour and 30 minutes, I guess. You're back up a little bit, but look at how this market has come crashing down. You can see this very clear here, this monster break. I showed you over the weekend in the weekend edition that the market, the first week after you enter bear territory in some of these markets, what they do, the bottom pickers certainly came out today. Am I surprised? No. The trend is still down. Where's the resistance? All the way up at the 18-day average. Every moving average is above the market. So where's the Bollinger Bands? They're right here, and where's the market fighting? What I told my clients in my morning subscription video is the market was here. Remember, we came in and it was washing out. I said, this market's going to fight to get back into the Bollinger Band. You tell me where the market ended up going to on those rallies that were coming about it and where it's at tonight. That's what it's trying to do. It's oversold. And I said very clearly, I think today is not a day where you sell. Today's the day where the pro trader's probably buying. He's going to try to take advantage of everybody forced out of the market with a crazy number at the beginning if he can catch it. You don't get these that often. And that's exactly what he did. I've seen this, been there, done that, and that's what you do. I'm not that type of trader. I can make that clear to you. This is a guy that's his algorithms, he's got everything on his computer going, trying to thread that needle. And he probably had a great trading day doing it. When you look at the Dow, it's no different. It's same thing. Now, I explained in detail in my morning subscriber video why these aren't considered breakout numbers necessarily. Now, you'll say, Ira, that certainly looks like one. I'm not denying that. But you'd have to see what I said in order to understand the tool that I'm using. The market that is still, to me, the most bearish has been the Russell. But you have a huge outside day to the downside today. If you take out today's high, unless you go right back through that low, this will be the first market saying, maybe I catch the shorts in this move. Be careful. You don't want to see today's high, in my opinion, taken out for that reason. Then we get to the DAX. If today wasn't the day that the shorts came out, I give up. Today is the day you're down to the 200-day average. So you ran the Bollinger Band. That's called the Gorilla Glue trade that we have. The first logical stopping spot was Friday. And that should have been right at the combination of the main moving average, which is the 100-day in the green. And I think you can see that with the Bollinger Band. And this is the first real test now of the 200-day average. As far as I'm concerned, you get a 200-day moving average. That's where pros often say, I'm going to take money off the table, if it's on the top side or the bottom side. Got if you're running up to it or the bottom. You look at your charts and you'll see that over and over, especially if you haven't hit it in a very long time. In the bond market, the note markets, how often do you stay over an upper Bollinger Band? 5% of the time. And I know you're going to say this market's running and this is the exception to the rule. There are no exceptions to the rule. You might get lucky and every now and then catch a little bit more than that. But anytime you're buying over a Bollinger Band, from my perspective, is not a smart move. It doesn't matter the time frame. It doesn't matter the event. And today, traders got into a house of pain. Same thing in the 2-year notes. Have you changed the trend? Not at all. And I mean not at all. These markets are still in uptrends. All that happened is they got ahead of themselves, so they corrected a bit. Now in the dollar index, I see the resistance now at 103.42. I hate that you've got a risk on a trade like that. Approximately, you're going to be risking 58 points, roughly 57 and a half plus 7. So you're going to be risking 65 to 70 points if you'd have a stop right over this high. So that's what I think the pro is going to do. The pro is going to look tonight and see how this market reacts at that 18-day average, maybe the stop over that high. I don't like the risk reward on it, but that is the trade. Now, if you get over that high, you neutralize the bear trend. You also run into a brick wall. What's the gray line here? 104.09. You're getting stopped out right into the 200-day average, the first test on the way back up. I'd feel pretty stupid being what I just told you. Normally the markets fight at the 200, and here I am having you getting stopped out. Don't like the pattern. In the eurocurrency, the market starts into its support zone, 109.15 as I see it to 108.40s. You don't want to take this market out right through here, just under that level. In the British pound, there is no trend. So the market set people up, had you buy over the band, now it wants you to sell under it at the first test of a 200-day average that you're retesting after getting over it back in March, and you stayed over it for the whole month of March. Now you're coming back under it. I expect to see a fight between the 200 and the 18-day average for a little bit in that chart. In Bitcoin, again, under the lower Bollinger Band, no. That's where these people that are selling down here, the odds are you're going to stay within the bands or latch on to the band. Crude, you think you're not doing it right there? WTI, you think you're not doing it right there? So if you're selling these huge breaks under it, you're in a pain area. You're also oversold and you're not trending. You had a market that had a vertical price break. It needs to restructure that, period. Then we come to the gasoline market. So gasoline's back down into this $2 level. Notice how it too tonight is getting into the Bollinger Band. You've broken the back of that bull run, this one that went right here, and it all happened in 72 hours. You took out a market that went from early March all the way up into the first week of April and took out all that work and went back under those lows in 3 days. When a market pulls its plug, markets fall faster than they go up, traditionally. Are there exceptions to the rule? I can remember NVIDIA being an exception to the rule to the upside. But now you're looking for that one exception versus the thousands against it. That's the point that I'm making. So on this now, I think you have to restructure. It is not time to be a buyer, but I question how much downside is left in the market. How's that for proper grammar? And in the nat gas, you're falling into major support areas here from the 365 level to 350. These are the lowest levels that we've had. And President Trump's going to say gasoline's down going into the spring. The dollar's been broken. Interest rates, you won't be happy with today. You're back up to 4.2 in the 10-year note. So you've gone from the 3.8 and a high fraction back to 4.2 in the market. And in the stock market, as he said, you've got to take some rough medicine to get the patient right. That's his opinion. Is he going to change for you anything right away on the tariffs? He is not, in my opinion. Now, in terms of news tomorrow, you've got the consumer credit that came out this afternoon, and that adjusted an annual rate of up 0.2%, Revolving credit increased at a rate of up 0.1. Non-revolving credit actually decreased by 0.3. We're going to get the National Federation of Independent Business. They're going to come out with their March Business Optimism Index at 5 in the morning. Last month's was still a good number at 100.7. Redbook Group will update their weekly retail sales data. You want to look at that. It's been running near 5%, 4.5 to 5%. And as I said, it's tariff crazy days. Please be careful. Join me first thing in the morning, each and every morning, when in my combo package, I first give you the futures. We cover over 40 charts. And in that, buy here, sell there. This is the number I want you to do it at. This is the stop. Then at 9 o'clock in the morning, I record and shortly after post the Spider ETF with another 40 charts on many different spiders, ETFs, and individual stocks. Take it as a whole package because how much of the SPY, DIA, IWM is based on the futures, USO, BND, TLT. You get what I'm saying? The gold, the silver, it's all right there. Go to iraepstein.com research, sign yourself up there, and join me in the morning. I'm Ira. You have yourself a great day.